So I was raised with a dad, and he was often very, shall we say, I wouldn't say he was like emotionally unavailable. He was like, he just hid his emotions a lot. Yeah, like a lot. Like he didn't tell me anything about what was going on with him, which oh my God, there's an animal across the road. Anyways, like a big animal. Anyways, I often wished he would. Hey. Yeah, I'm talking to a camera. Okay, thanks, bye. Yeah, you keep doing that. Okay. I often wished he would express himself, communicate his emotions, whatever he was feeling. I wanted to know what was going on with him. And the very few times that I did express my emotions with what was going on with me, with my kids, were based on me wanting to be real with them. Like, basically, like, there were like literally a handful, I can think of like maybe like 3 times where I was going through the motions and I just, didn't want to be a robot. I wanted my kids to see me as real and human. And I said, I'm kind of going through a bit of a tough moment at the moment. I'm feeling sad about something. And I would speak it. I would say it. Like, I would label the emotion. And I would say, like, I'm just feeling really sad about blah, not go into great detail, but just like, couple things happen and I'm just kind of sad about it, which in my mind should be okay. It's not where you're like completely, just drowning your kid in your emotions. No, it's not like that. It's just like you're communicating, you're feeling something, you're human, you're not putting a mask on or pretending to be fine all the time. Like, you're actually, you're human, and it's okay to have emotions, and even adults have emotions, and it's okay to communicate that. And that is what I was trying to impart to my kid, to teach my kids, that like, hey, even adults, because I had this fictitious, delusional, weird idea when I was a kid that adults don't have emotions. And I think that's because my dad always hid his emotions from me. And I thought, in order to be a perfect adult, in order to be a grown-up, you have to hide your emotions. You have to, if you show your emotions, you're bad. You're like, you're just being a child, you're that's childish. No, it's not childish, it's human. Anyway, I digress. So I was just thinking about how, like, my dad wasn't emotionally unavailable. However, he did kind of hide his emotions from me, and he did a really good job at it too. Like, oh hey, hi pretty animal. Oh my God. Anyways, oh, it's so cute. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. Hi, hey. So cute. Anyways, but it was just kind of realizing that I got frustrated with that as a kid. When I started to become like 13 and 14, like 12, 13, 14, he would encourage me to communicate me, like communicate what was going on with me, but he would never communicate what was going on with him. And I was like, that's not fair. Like anytime I would ask him, just complete brick wall. And I slowly learned that I wasn't going to get a response. But he would encourage me to talk to him about stuff. But he hid his emotions, what was going on with him personally. I guess he just didn't want to burden me or something. But I remember feeling as a 13 or 14-year-old, like, come on, Dad, like, talk to me. Like, what is really going on with you? Like, I want to really know you. Anyway, me saying this is just like, I think there's a balance. Like, I think it's okay to talk to your kids about your emotions if you're going through something, but like, not to like, obviously dump everything on them and just, but it like being honest with them, because you want them to be honest, right? So why shouldn't you be honest with them? And it's not to actually just like, dump all your emotion on them. No. But like, just put it into words. Like when our kids are toddlers, right? We say, use your words. What do you want? Because sometimes toddlers will just throw tantrums because they can't get what they want, but they don't even express what they want. They just throw a tantrum. Or they can't communicate, or they haven't learned how to yet. But when my kids were little, we'd say, okay, use your words. What do you want? Just communicate your feelings. Use your words. Anyway, thanks for listening.